Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua Harachakodash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to elect, which you hope to be. Now it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who had a shame of looking like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father. In the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world inly calls Jehovah God. In the name of the Heavenly Son, the Yahweh Shai, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshua, Yahweh. And it's going to be a quick little lesson and stuff. Any other precepts come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? But this should be straight to the point. And as you see on the title, it says the test results of my snow are in aluminum, barium, strontium, and sulfur. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much old girl, what she did was that she had got her snow tested because her dogs was reacting to touching the snow. Now, more than likely, her dogs and whatnot and stuff, they don't have footies and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like you see dogs in the city and stuff, they live like wildly and whatnot and stuff, and they couldn't touch it because it was too cold, you know what I'm saying? And what happens when you get cold and metal, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you got a car, if your car doesn't have the heat on all the time, it becomes a fridge if you live in your car. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play this video and then make some other points and stuff and then read the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Because there was somebody who responded on my page, one of my pages, and he pretty much was saying that none of that is true. You know what I'm saying? But the scripture says that it's true.
Hi guys, it's Claudia with Cabin Talk, and as many of you know, I had my snow tested, or I sent my snow in for testing a few weeks ago, because my dogs could no longer walk on that snow that was falling, and it wasn't even that cold. It was 20 degrees, which in Vermont is nothing, and my dogs are Vermont dogs, so it doesn't affect them usually at all, and my dogs could barely walk 100 feet without lifting their paws, like if it would be 20 below and their feet were burning. So I took a sample of my snow. I put a stainless steel bowl outside and let it snow into it because a lot of snow was falling, and then let it melt and send it to a lab. So that's the preface of this talk. So the results came back, and I'm not a chemist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I'm not any of that. But the results are really interesting and saddening. So there are levels like the minimum detectable level, and then there is the reporting level when it needs to be reported. So I'm going to go through all four of those. I'm going to start with sulfur. Minimum detectable level is 20. Reporting level would be 100. I had 58. So I'm somewhere in the middle. We have strontium. Minimum is 0.1. Reporting level is 0.5. I had 0.4. So just under the reporting level. Barium, again, minimum is 0.1. Reporting is 0.5. I had 0.6. So those are all a little high, but not shocking, but high. And then we have aluminum, which the minimum is 1.5. Reporting level is 5.0. And I had 28.2, which, again, not knowing about science, and I can hold that up real quick. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Here we go. It's backwards, but, you can kind of see what's going on there. So, without knowing the science behind it, just normal thinking, if it's cold and there is metal, it feels colder. So if there was that much aluminum in my snow, no wonder the dogs were like, footing around. It must feel much colder, and that's why it felt much colder on my hands when I tried to make a snowball, because my hands were going, oh my God. I wanted to get it off of my hands. It felt so cold. And I make snowballs all the time for my shepherd and just throw them for her, like instead of tennis balls in the winter. And I could barely touch the snow with my hands. And I do that all the time. So it's not like, oh, you shouldn't touch the snow with your bare hands. I do that all the time. I do that every day pretty much. And it was really odd snow. So, what unit is that? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull that up again. That's a good question, because I want to say UG-L. So whatever that is, per liter, I guess. I don't know what the UG is. Probably some tiny amount, some minuscule measurement, but it's UG-L is the unit. So basically what is happening, and we knew that before, it's just good to really know it for myself. When I see all this spraying going on, to actually have the clarity that and the science behind it, that it's happening. And when 5 is the reporting level and I have 28.2, that's a lot more than 5. That is a lot more than 5. That is way above that. And in the summer, I will take soil samples also of my land and send that in, because I would like to know where my soil is at, because I want to grow my food, and you should also want to grow some food. So soil is vitally important. And so that's basically the data that came out of it. I know many of you are waiting for that, so please share that information. This is in Vermont. I'm not anywhere near any chemical plants. I'm not anywhere near, this is like in the boonies, farming. There are no factories here. There is nothing around me, certainly no aluminum factories that could justify such a high aluminum level. And of course, what is up in the air every day above our heads is coming down, and it's coming down in our snow, it's coming down in our rain, it's coming down in our air, and it's going into our bodies that we breathe. It's going into, and particles that small go right past the blood-brain barrier into our brain and wreak havoc there. There is a reason why Alzheimer's is one of the main causes of death now. And Alzheimer's, as one of the major universities, and I forgot which one it was, did a study that Alzheimer's without aluminum would not exist in a normal human lifetime up to 100 years. So the reason we have that is because it's added to our life. It's not always been there. Aluminum is not, yes, aluminum is the 7th most plentiful thing on Earth, but it's not in a form that is usually floating around in nanoparticulate size in our air. That is a man-made particle. Aluminum doesn't look like 1,000 times smaller than dust. That's not the size that is usually around us. So aluminum destroys the root system. Aluminum destroys the plant's abilities to uptake. Let me try whether I can find that real quick. I probably won't be able to, but maybe I will.
Pretty much it destroys plants.
Let me just see whether I can find it.
Constant.
No. I wanted to show you the roots, how they look when aluminum is present in the soil, instead of instead of when the soil is normal. Actually, I know how to find that real quick. Hang on. I know on one of my YouTube videos the link got removed, which doesn't surprise me too much. But let's just see whether we can find it real quick on the fly. I really would like to show you that because it's really an interesting thing. Aluminum. Let's see whether it shows up. Let's just see. This might be the talk where I have the link on it. Oh, we might get lucky. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your more organized. See, it's doing that again.
Well, pretty much the point was being made, you know what I'm saying? She's saying that these different chemicals and stuff, you know what I'm saying, was found in the snow. It's also because she tested her snow and stuff, that the levels that that's supposedly be reported and stuff, you know what I'm saying, was higher when she got her test results. And it's like, and she, when it came down to aluminum, you know what I'm saying, she's saying that there's no factory that's around, you know what I'm saying, for those aluminum levels to be so high within her snow, you know what I'm saying, you know. And let me see, just to show you.
I think you can see that one, and then this is a roots like that going on, and that's just tree. And we get a snowstorm. Oh, hold on. I have to actually take my little thing off the camera here. Let me show you.
And as you can see, this woman, she lives on land, you know what I'm saying, you know, where there's lots of vegetation and stuff, you know, and more than likely in this area and stuff. Now, I don't necessarily know where she's at, but pretty much in this area and stuff, you know, it's not, you gotta have a car and stuff just so you can travel, you know what I'm saying. It might be a lot of farmland out there and stuff, you know, you know, she's like in them hill countries or them farmland countries and stuff, you know what I'm saying, where it's not that much pollution that's being, you know, pushed out, you know, country land and stuff, you know. And she's getting it in an area and stuff where she's not around factories like that. She's not around skyscrapers and stuff, you know. The next house and stuff, if it might be some that might be close to her, but majority of the next house is probably like 3, 4, 5 miles away from her. You know what I'm saying? You know, because she got land, you know. And if I would have played the video even longer, it would have showed that it was a barn. So she's trying to go into farming. You know what I'm saying? You know, she got to have land, man. You know? You know, this ain't the hood. This ain't, you know, urban projects and whatnot and stuff, you know, skyscrapers and high rises and stuff. This is not what that is and stuff. And yet she's receiving these high levels and these different chemicals and stuff as if she was around a factory. And she said it herself, a factory is not close enough for the aluminum to be up in that level. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, further ado, I want to I want to get the word chemtrail. It says the chemtrail conspiracy theory posits the erroneous belief that long-lasting condensation trails are chemicals consisting of chemical or biological agents left in the sky by high-flying aircraft sprayed for nefarious purposes undisclosed in the general public. So they're trying to say it's conspiracy theory, right? When it comes down to chemtrails. Now, when you go into the word conspiracy theory, right? Now, this is just a picture, you know, going into the JFK assassination and stuff, right? It says, did you know the term conspiracy theorists was a term made popular by the CIA to stop critical thinking thinkers from asking questions about the JFK assassination and stuff. And it's also for anything else. You know what I'm saying? They want everybody to be docile and dumbfounded and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and just go with the flow, be a sheep led to the slaughter, pretty much, you know what I'm saying. They don't want nobody to be like, hold on, this don't seem right, this don't make sense. That's why every time you get on YouTube, when it comes down to the Rona, you know what I'm saying, or the C19, you know what I'm saying, they steady you can have certain videos and stuff that's uh, 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 taken by scientists, as taken by doctors and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nurses and whatnot and stuff who've been in this thing for like several different years and whatnot and stuff, right? Doing their work, their craft, the doctor or pharmaceutical and all that stuff, which pharmaceutical goes into like just witchcraft. But the thing is that um, you could post a video and stuff, and it be their own post. It could be on Instagram, it could be on TikTok, it could be on Facebook, whatever and stuff. And when you put it on YouTube, they call it misinformation and stuff. But it's not misinformation. These are real doctors. Why would a doctor profit from telling you to not take the medicine that they are trying to prescribe that they get paid for? Why would they hinder their business like that and stuff? Like, what would be the purpose? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, right? So they'll make it where you can't even find out. So they don't want you questioning the government, right? It says in a memo called "Countering Criticism of the Warren Report," the CIA set out to make the term conspiracy theories. It says a weapon to be used against anyone who questioned the government's secret activities and programs. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Well, what's the first thing that they do? They call you crazy. You know what I'm saying? So nobody will believe you. Nobody won't listen to your content, even if you make the most sense and stuff. It's a loaded word. You know what I'm saying? And a loaded word is pretty much a word where it's pretty, what it does is that it has a short, it has it has uh, let me grab it. So like, this is loaded words. It says solicit an emotional response, positive or negative, beyond their literal meaning. It says and can significantly contribute to persuading others to adopt our point of view. For example, the noun plant generates no significant emotional response, but flower inspires a positive feeling, and weed a negative feeling and stuff. So, once they call somebody crazy and stuff, people are not going to try to seek out the proof if it's real. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to try to do those things, right? To see if something is true and whatnot and stuff, because the word has so much value. And this is what the government does and stuff once you know too much. And then if you know too much and whatnot, and that still doesn't stop the masses from believing you, what do they seek to do? They seek to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Right? So going back to the chemtrail, right? They said it says chemtrail conspiracy theory. It says the chemtrail conspiracy theory posits the Iranians' belief that long-lasting condensation trails are chemicals consisting of chemicals or biological agents left in the sky by high-flying aircraft sprayed for nefarious purposes, uh, uh, undisclosed to the general public. So how else would they be able to get there? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you got factories and whatnot. You got different smoke and whatnot and stuff that, the chemicals that they expel, and then you got the gasoline and the pollution that it expels and stuff. Motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? Numerous of even boats. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different vehicles and stuff that shoot off chemicals and stuff or exhaust in the air. You know what I'm saying? Right? Which is not condensation and stuff, right? So I want to first what I want to do because with these lines in the sky, right? With these lines in the sky, what have they been doing? The ozone layer, you know what I'm saying? Is gone. It's no longer there. So if it was condensation, if it was just water, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what condensation is. If it was just strictly water, and if it was conspiracy theory and stuff, then why is it's known that the ozone layer is gone. You know what I'm saying? Back when you was like a little bit younger and stuff, the winters weren't as cold as it is. You know what I'm saying? And notice when you go higher up into the atmospheres and stuff, it gets colder. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same way when it comes down to the heat. You get it wasn't. It didn't used to be super super hot. Back in the day. It rarely reached up to like 90 degrees. You know what I'm saying? It was always bearable weather. You know, uh, 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 and then look at these winters. These winters are cold, man. Look what's going on in Texas and stuff. That's a hot state. That's one of the states that usually come then one of the states that usually be hot. Like even when it come down to Arizona, Arizona be hot. Like Phoenix, it be hot. Like 100 degrees is something that's it's not unfamiliar for people who live down there. You know, and especially in the southern states and stuff. And look at Texas now. You got pictures where people are in their cribs, you know what I'm saying, without power, and then you got other people who do have power and stuff, and the ones without power and whatnot and stuff, they freezing and they spilling up a fortune, you know, saying to keep their energy on and stuff just so they can have it, warm themselves, man. You know, where you had a picture of a hallway, saying that's not outside, you know, uh, uh, um, even if it was like some pipelines and whatnot, you didn't see any condensation and stuff leaking from the ceiling and stuff, because then it would have been some type of water damage. But you see this hallway fan, ceiling fan, you know what I'm saying? Why if it was in somebody's house or it was a hallway, it looked like a hallway though. It had icicles that was forming and it was hanging down, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? But pretty much going into the ozone layer being destroyed and stuff, and that's why the part of the reason why this weather is more severe. And then you also got the HARP and how, like off the movie Geostorm of 2012, what I'm saying, how the weather was just going crazy and whatnot and stuff because Esau is manipulating the weather, you know. But I want to put this in because he says all right, so it says aluminum because she said that the levels was high, right? So this is aluminum. What does aluminum do to your body? It says previous studies have linked frequent exposure to high levels of aluminum, which she said was high. You know what I'm saying? It's because it was reported to be 5 points, but it was 28 points. It says to neurotoxicity. You know what I'm saying? Meaning of your nervous system. It says adverse health effects on central or peripheral nervous system or both. Alzheimer's disease, and she was going into that, and breast cancer. You know what I'm saying? All right, it says, why is aluminum bad for your health? It says these conditions may include high levels of aluminum in daily life. Aluminum poses other health risks to Two, it says studies have suggested that high aluminum intake may be harmful to some patients with bone diseases or renal impairment. It also reduces the growth rate of human brain cells, so it makes you dumb. You know what I'm saying? It makes you dumb when it's in higher levels and stuff. You know. And just to put it out there and stuff, if you want, say if you got like high, you got high metals and stuff in your blood, you can either eat clovers, what I'm saying, or cilantro, and then, it's other ones too, but it's like the main two ones that I can think of and stuff that causes excessive metals and stuff to exit your body. So now we see what aluminum does, right? Aluminum. So let's check out barium. All right, barium. It says barium sulfite is in a class of medications called radiopacue. It says contrast media. It says it works by coating the esophagus, stomach, or intestines with a material that is not absorbed into the body so that diseased or damaged areas can be clearly seen by X-ray examination of CT. It says it's barium toxic to humans. It says the Ba2 plus ion and the soluble compounds of barium, notably chloride, nitrate, hydroxide, it says are toxins to humans. Although barium carbonate is relatively insoluble in water, and you also find that in spring water. It says it is toxic to humans because it is soluble in the gastrointestinal tract. You know what I'm saying? All right, barium sulfate. It says may cause side effects. It says tell your doctor if any of these symptoms are severe or do not go away. Stomach cramps, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, constipation, weakness, pale skin, sweating. You know, uh, you know. So what was the other one? It was Salakia. The other one was strontium. Strontium. It says high levels of radioactive strontium can damage bone marrow and cause anemia. It says and prevent the blood from clotting properly. So if it's already metal, what I'm saying, within the snow on a molecular level and stuff, right? That's not visible to the eye. If that's the case and stuff, and then it makes you anemic, then that means that is really devastating and stuff to your blood, man. You know, if you're anemic and stuff, meaning that you get cold easy and stuff, it's just amplifying, you know. Says It says air, dust, soil, foods, and drinking water all contain traces of strontium. It says ingestion of small amounts of strontium is not harmful. However, high levels of strontium can occur in water drawn from bedrock aquifers that are rich in strontium minerals. You know what I'm saying? So it's too it's bad. You know what I'm saying? And let me see, what's the last one? So it's like the last one is sulfur. probably should have put this in first. High levels. It says sulfur in excess can cause brain cell death. It says result in brain damage. Signs associated with brain damage can include blindness, incoordination, seizures, death, and others. You know what I'm saying? And it's high levels of that, mixed in with the aluminum, mixed in with the strontium, strontium, mixed in with the barium, and matter of fact, let me put that in. So like if I'm rambling, it says acute exposure to very high levels of barium may include gastrointestinal effects, cardiac dysrhythmias. It says abnormal blood pressure, muscle weakness, and paralysis. Right. So then let's see aluminum. We've seen it already and stuff, but when you put a word in, you know, there we go. It says previous studies have linked frequent exposure to high levels of. Yeah, it pretty much said the same thing. So all it is what it's doing is weakening you. You know what I'm saying? And so before it was saying that it was conspiracy theory and stuff that it's made up, that it's just a one man's thought and stuff, right? Right. So let's go into contrails, right? This is the etymology. Etymon meaning the origin, ology, the study of. So the study of the word. I mean the origin of the study of the origin of the word, right? This is contrail. This is what they say that it actually is, and not actually chemtrails, right? Contrail. It says white line of ice crystals. You know what I'm saying? Meaning all water behind an airplane in motion. It says sea condensation. And it says an artificial cloud created by an aircraft. It says caused either by condensation, and condensation is done by water. You know what I'm saying? It says due to the reduction in air pressure above the wing surface or by water vapor in the engine exhaust. You know what I'm saying? Right? So this is what they're saying, that it's just all water, right? That's what condensation is, right? So if that's the case, then when it rains, and it dries, then why is your car as dirty if it's all water? Because old girl, what she said that it was in the water and stuff, back in the day, rainwater, people was able to collect it, and then eventually down the line, you couldn't collect it. You know what I'm saying? You'll be considered a terrorist and stuff if you gather rainwater. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you don't want to get rainwater and stuff because you see that the water is dirty. Everybody knows when it rains and stuff, especially when the upcoming, when spring comes and stuff, and they get the rain and whatnot and stuff. Guess what? When it rains and whatnot and stuff, your car gonna be dirty. You're gonna see specks and stuff, and in a way that the water had dripped down and whatnot and stuff, you're gonna tell that it was rain. That ain't nobody just come out of nowhere, or somebody just drove past real fast and whatnot and stuff. You're gonna see that when it rains and stuff, that you got droplets of stuff of water that dried up on your car, but yet it's dirty, and you got to go to a car wash. When back in the day, when it rained, you had a free car wash, a free rinse when it came down to your car. But now look how it looks. Everything gets dirty. Why? Because there's chemicals on a molecular level and stuff. If it was all water, it would just evaporate. You know what I'm saying? But it's chemicals in this water that's coming out of the air. You know what I'm saying? And that was part of the scriptures. That's where I'm finna go to. Right? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken, meaning to listen or obey unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. And what's the voice of the Lord? His prophets. He always had them, even in the time of Adam and Eve. You can read that in Luke 1:70. You know Luke, the first chapter, verse 70. It says Yahweh thy. It says of the Lord Yahweh thy power. It says to observe to do all His commandments and His statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So the Lord was going to place curses upon us if we disobeyed. But guess what? The nation of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and all 12 tribes of Israel, and Israelites who outwear appearances that of a heathen and stuff, which is also part of the judgment for you to look like a heathen and stuff, which is also a curse and a shame. You know what I'm saying? You know, the thing is that uh, 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 or the thing is that the Lord put these curses upon us and stuff because we disobeyed and stuff, right? So I'm gonna skip to verse 24. It says the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, and that's exactly what you see every time it rains, you know, or even when it snows. You know, let the snow dry up on your car and stuff. Your car's supposed to be like let it melt away. Your car's supposed to be clean, man. You know, it should be because it's just water, it's just frozen water. You know what I'm saying, right? But then uh even 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 when that snow dry up and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you see that it's dirt on your car. But remember, this stuff is coming from the sky. You know, this stuff is coming from the sky, right? So it's not a conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Chemtrails is real. You know, and you see the lines in the skies every single day. They even do it at night if you got good enough vision. You know what I'm saying? You know, shoot, get a telescope and stuff, you know, and it'd be planes and stuff still in the sky. What did they be doing? They be spraying the chemtrails, and there's times where you see I mean not the helicopters, but it's times where you see airplanes and they flying, especially if they shooting off, you know what I'm saying, if they taking flight, you know, at an airport, or if they landing and whatnot and stuff, you know, or they kind of close and whatnot. You don't see no lines in the sky that they making. But then when they be higher up there and stuff, they be making a lot of lines up there, man. You know, you know, you know. And then I think when it comes down to evaporation and stuff, when it comes down to evaporation and stuff, that's it goes into the rain and stuff, and that means that it can mix in with the streams and remote places and stuff. It can mix in with your with the sea water and stuff, and that's constantly being recycled and whatnot and stuff. It just shows that the water is defiled. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays and stuff, even when it comes down to tap water and stuff, tap water is dangerous to drink. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous to drink now. Yeah, people clean with it and stuff, but hey, think about that. Is it is it safe to even wash your stuff with? You know what I'm saying? Well, yes, of course, have faith, regardless of anything and stuff. But when it comes down to it and stuff, man, the water is dirty, and this is a curse. The water is dirty. The snow is dirty. Every time it dries up, it shows dirt marks. You know what I'm saying? Without the snow being dirty, you can have all white snow on your car. But if it melts away, once it melts away, guess what? It's going to be dirt on your car. And it's like, how the hell is this possible? You know what I'm saying? When it's been nothing but white snow on my car. Only white snow. So I'm going to read again, verse 24. Deuteronomy 28 and 24, it says, the Lord Yahweh shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. It says, from heaven shall it come down, meaning the sky, upon thee until thou be destroyed. And that's exactly what's going on. That's what's going on. So it's not a conspiracy theory. It's actually facts. You know what I'm saying? And for whoever it was and stuff, it wasn't necessarily on the page Kawadi. It was actually on my other page, which is Doomsday 7441. And my other page, this is afflicted but yet blessed 7441. And then Hawaii, as you can see, was Hawaii, my Hebrew name, 7441, which is all three of my pages and stuff. But he really left a comment you know what I'm saying, on my other page, Doomsday 7441, saying that he didn't believe old girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's prophesied that this was going to happen. And you're looking at the scripture right now, verse 24, you know, so, Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasians, the full-blooded heathens and stuff, they've been trying to seek to destroy Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Even you Israelites who that all 12 tribes, but even you Israelites who outward appearance is that of a heathen. You know what I'm saying? Esau is so dumb. What he does is that he's doing all that he can to destroy the nation of Israel and whatnot and stuff, to get back his birthright and whatnot and stuff. He don't understand that he killing himself. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, let me see. I want to see if I could get this. Damn. Lock, yeah, I'm trying to find it, but they showing ones from the other kinds and stuff. I forget the guy's name. He was all red. You know what I'm saying? He was going into he was all red. He was going into the fact about how let me see if I can find this. Like it. I don't know if they gonna catch what I'm looking for. Like it, I ain't trying to do too much, but I just
It's
really
like a
want to show
classic
this.
vinyl album, but bourbon, Old Forester, never gets old.
Bear with me. I just really want to show this part. Here you go.
Do you know where I might find that fellow?
Well, he's on the radio every week. Other than that, no. Hey, what's with all this save the solar system stuff anyway?
Hello, citizen.
Now him right here and stuff, you know what I'm saying? The man's is red. He's red or pinkish flesh. and he's a businessman, all about money. Let's listen.
So, my race, the blog, have a small problem. Our planet has become so polluted, overpopulated, and poisonous that we are no longer able to dwell here. But I, Chairman Drek, have a solution. We are constructing a pristine new world using the choicest planetary components available. So, what does this mean to you, you might ask? Using highly sophisticated technology, which you couldn't possibly understand, we will be extracting a large portion of your planet and adding it to our new one. Unfortunately, this change in mass will cause your planet to spin out of control and drift into the sun, where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas. But, of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation. Good. And if you don't like it, you can take your whiny, sniveling, snot-nosed populations, form a line behind me, and kiss my... We're still on? Oh, turn it off, you idiot!
You see, that's exactly what Esau is and stuff. A businessman, all he care about is money and stuff, and he don't care how he get it and stuff, right? So this is I'm gonna close off with this. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And Mount Seir is talking about the Edomites, because back in the ancient days, that's where they lived. They lived in the land of Seir. You know what I'm saying? Verse 3, it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of the calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So they what's part of their sword and stuff? Biometrics. You know what I'm saying? Well, not biometrics, but biological welfare. And that's exactly what's going on. The Rona shots, you know what I'm saying? And food, GMOs, you know what I'm saying? So the hormones can have an imbalance and stuff, for a man to have more estrogen in his body and stuff so he can be feminine and whatnot and stuff. And for a woman to have more mass, to have more testosterone in her body and stuff so she can be more masculine and stuff and grow chin hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? With the poison in the water and stuff, poison in the food, the air, you know what I'm saying, and it's all just to damage the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying, that's all it is, and you have Bill Gates, you know what I'm saying, this man, he's taking part when it comes down to the Rona, you know what I'm saying, and the different Rona shots and whatnot and stuff, right? But the thing is that that's not his profession. His profession is in technology and stuff, you know what I'm saying, not in like medication or anything that has anything to do with stuff with health and whatnot and stuff, right? And it was also found out there's a video that's out there and stuff that shows how even the Q-tip that they use to put upside your nose for the Rona shot and stuff, it's actually it's actually it's actually nanite, and it's in a nano cotton swab. And there was this lady and stuff. She was showing how you had a regular Q-tip and stuff, and it didn't do anything and stuff. But then when it came down to the cotton swab, the specific cotton swab that they use and stuff to stick up your nose, you know what I'm saying, or nowadays stuff to put in your butt, or put cotton swab in your mouth and whatnot and stuff. That ain't no regular Q-tip that you buy from Walgreens or the dollar store. This is nano and stuff. And what she did was that she had placed this certain material, this cotton and stuff, next to the one that they specifically use and stuff just for the Rona test. And the cotton that was from the Q-tip and stuff, it started to move on its own, and it almost looked like it was fighting it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was also sparkling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It shows that it was metal. You know what I'm saying? You know, because cotton is not finna show off a reflective surface. You know what I'm saying? Only metal could. And within that video and stuff, it shows that they actually injecting you all with something else. You know what I'm saying? You know, nanites. You know what I'm saying? You know. Uh, uh, so this is verse 5. No. So this is their sword. This is how they get you. You know what I'm saying? You know, biologically. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's verse 6. It says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, it says, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, and thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." So the thing is that blood is talking about judgment and stuff, because yet they was like it says in Revelations 12 and 9 and stuff, accusing of my brethren, and that's Esau, Edom and stuff, because what are they? Because they are our brothers, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that they broke the brotherly covenant, going with Cain and Abel, you know what I'm saying, and Jacob and Esau, you know what I'm saying, and um, Esau being the reincarnation of Cain, you know what I'm saying, you know. When it comes down to it and stuff, you know, they seek to kill us. You know, they're not on your side. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the people down in Texas and stuff, when it comes down to the mayor, they seeing exactly how the government feels. You know what I'm saying? You know. So here it is. Esau is doing all these different treacherous things and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what he doesn't understand is that he has the mentality where it's like, if I'm gonna go down, I'm finna take as much as I can with me. You know what I'm saying? And with that being the case, guess what? He also poisoned himself. Because why the fuck would you poison air? You know what I'm saying? You know, where you have no force field, or you don't have anything to filter the air and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it can spread all across wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's super, super dumb. You know, he's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? You know, wisdom doesn't dwell within a malicious soul, and he is very malicious. You know, the entire nation, man. You know, so it was just a quick little lesson and stuff. I hope it was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshua, Harachakodash, the Bawanas, the apostles, great millstone, and salutations to elect, which we hope to be. Shalom, wa Ba Ba.